The countdown to the 2021 NFL Draft has begun, and a lot of teams are going to be looking to fill a few positions with some much-needed talent. So let's take a look at who needs what before the clock starts clicking on April 29th. Right now, we are going to break down the top 5 picks in the draft and what they need. But first, let's give some honorable mentions. First up, the LA Rams, because I live here and we all have been waiting for them to become who they said they were going to be for years. But speaking of years, the Rams have not had a first-round draft pick for the last 5. 2 of those were lost when the team signed Jalen Ramsey. So considering the Rams' first pick is in the 2nd round and 57th overall, makes that mansion look kind of silly, doesn't it? I think the house is going to make things way too comfortable for them, and they're going to end up making a mistake like drafting a wide receiver in the 1st round. But what they should do is draft a center. They lost Austin to the Chiefs, and Brian Allen didn't play last season because of a knee injury. But a center is crucial to a quarterback's success. You now have Matthew Stafford, so get him an intelligent center and watch that man go to work with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Just one more honorable mention, because you remember back in the day when the NFC East was the division to beat, but now in the East, all you have to do is be 7-9. Bad times. Washington had the best record in the East with that 7-9. They could use a boost at the quarterback position as well. They likely won't get one with the 19th pick. So Washington will probably focus on their left tackle problem. Neither Christensen or Lucas are clutch at that position, but Washington may be able to fix that if they draft Rashawn Slater from Northwestern or Alex Leatherwood from Bama. It would help, but I still think 8-8 wins the division next season. But who knows? It might be a breakout season and 9-7 will win the East. Yay! All right, so now let's get to these top 5 draft picks. The Bengals have just become the team that we like to make fun of, even though they're not as bad as the Jets or the Jags, which we will get to in a second. The good thing is they have the 5th overall pick, and they can beef up their offense, which is an absolute must. The Bengals' offensive line is one of the worst in almost every blocking category last season, and they didn't rack up a lot of receiving yards either. They can get help with both with LSU wide receiver Jamar Chase or Oregon offensive tackle Penny Sewell. The number 4 pick is a little tricky because Matt Ryan is still a very capable quarterback, but he is 36. I don't think any of us think he is professionally aging like Tom Brady. So the Falcons have a chance to do things the right way. One of my biggest pet peeves is when a rookie quarterback comes in and has to carry the weight of an entire franchise on his shoulder. It is better for them to sit for a year at least and get a better understanding of the team, the playbook, and the league. So if they can get a quarterback they believe in and feel they can train him up, they absolutely should. The number 3 pick is filled with all kinds of drama. Most mock drafts have Mac Jones going to the 49ers, but what about Jimmy Garoppolo? Coach Shanahan and General Manager John Lynch are not hiding the fact that they moved up to the number 3 overall pick so they can draft their future franchise quarterback. Shanahan said, quote, "I'm sure Jimmy was a little pissed off from it, just like I would be. But me knowing Jimmy, he will be fired up and come in and work his butt off." Butt off for who? If I can offer some unsolicited advice here, never stick around and train your replacement, kids. Go to the competition, level up, and make them regret that they did not value you. The Jets also need a quarterback with the Sam Darnold trade to Carolina. They obviously plan to fill that with young talent. So once again, here comes a young man who will have the weight of an entire failing franchise squarely on his shoulders. It's not right, especially since the Jets need to beef up their O-line, their secondary, and pretty much everything else. But if you believe the rumors, that young man that will have to carry that weight is going to be Zach Wilson. Let me be the first to say, Zach, we're praying for you. We all know the Jags are taking Trevor Lawrence with that number 1 pick and will likely move Gardner Minshew to the backup position. But let's face it, one quarterback, once again, is not going to fix everything in Jacksonville either. They also need a tight end, a safety, a slot receiver, a left tackle. There are too many missing pieces to throw these college stars into a professional setting and think that they will succeed. Now, historically, only 8 of the 25 quarterbacks taken first overall since the AFL-NFL merger in 1970 have reached the Super Bowl with the team that drafted them, but only 3 have won a championship. But technically, if you believe history will repeat itself, the Jags have a 32% chance of making it to the Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence sometime during his tenure in Jacksonville. That has to be music to your ears if you're a Jag fan, because that franchise has never, ever made it to the Super Bowl. If I didn't mention your team, it's because you weren't horrible last season. But still, I'm sure you're hoping your team picks up someone in the draft, so let me know who that is in the comments below. Once again, I'm Jackie Ray, and thanks for watching The Fumble.